Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Delivered at the perfect time, in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, meaning that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. So take what works for you and leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it right now, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to what's going on now. All right, let's begin with the underlying energy. And we do have the Empress. So the Empress is representing the four queens from the minor arcana in tarot. She's in the major arcana. And so she has the qualities of all four queens rolled into one person. She's sitting on her throne, and she has the wheat around her feet here represents her ability to manifest. She plans to plant the seeds, and she plans on which field, gets the soil ready, fertilizes, gets everything in order, plants it at the proper time, and then she just waits for nature to do its thing. And she knows that this crop is going to grow for her because it always does. And so she is said to be pregnant with possibilities, and that can also actually mean a pregnancy. So if you're looking for a pregnancy, this may be a sign. Let's see what else comes out here. We have the Queen of Wands. So one of the queens that I'm talking about that she has the qualities of is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is sitting on her throne. Now she's well known. She's known for being the sexiest of the queens. And also she's very a natural beauty and has a very sunny disposition. That's represented by the sunflower here. So she's so happy because she follows the sun, and the sun is God's energy. And you know, if sunflowers turn to the sun when they're all throughout the day. And so she has this veil behind her, and this veil represents the thin veil between the spiritual world and the 3D world. And she is known for being able to find creative solutions to any problem. That's because she uses her intuition and her logic in combination to be able to come to creative solutions. Her element is the element of fire, and this is made of wood. Wood feeds fire. And this also represents that it's from a tree. So it represents the deep roots of our ancestors as well as the offshoots representing our descendants. And so this queen, she is known to set the tone. So she, out of all the face cards in the wands, in the element of fire, she's the only one that doesn't have salamanders and in circles and a lion on her robe, because she it represents protection from fire, and she doesn't need protection from fire. She sets the tone, she commands the fire, and she has this little black cat here. A lot of people wouldn't have a black cat, but she, because of superstition, but she doesn't believe in superstition and figures she loves her little black cat and she's going to keep it. And so we have the Hierophant coming in. So whoa, we've got some heavy hitters here. The Hierophant is talking about bringing traditional structure, or through traditional structure, bringing justice down from the spiritual realm down to earth. So something in this reading is requiring justice of some sort. The Hierophant has his hand in the form of a blessing here, his right hand. So he brings blessings in through this justice. This represents a religious figure in the third dimensional world. So for the spiritual end of it, this could be, you know, a pope, a cardinal, a bishop, gurus, you know, the leaders of the church, basically. And then if you're on more of a spiritual level, it represents and you just go straight to source without the intermediary. this would represent God himself, and going inward and meditating and praying so that you can gather the information that way. And then that's brought down to the 3D into the legal system. So if this can represent like Supreme Court judges, someone high up in the court, judges and prosecutors and people who have to do with the law and making the laws of the country. Okay, so then we have some immature competition. The Five of Wands represents, it's my Mean Girls card. You think about narcissistic cheerleaders, and they are at a competition and they can see that the other team definitely is doing better than them, but they want to win, and so they'll do anything to win, and they'll get really sneaky about it, and if they don't succeed, then their mothers will. So this is the energy of immature competition. I know it's really awesome to win, to be the winner, but when you become more mature, you realize that any competition, whether it's as an individual or on a team, is actually a competition with yourself. It's like beating the best that you did the last time you were competing. So this is talking about, you could watch the other team and try to learn from them and then go out there the next time and just try to be even 1% better. And, that adds up very quickly. And if everybody on the team does that, then of course you're going to be better every time you go out. And eventually you will be the winners, and it'll be an honest win. And so this is talking about learning how to learn from the communication rather than to be, all upset about it. And this is talking about temperance. So temperance is the energy of earth angels, basically. So in the Bible, it says that there's 144,000 angels that God sends down to earth in human form. A lot of people feel that this is representing that energy. And so this is the angel has her foot in the water, and she is using alchemy to bring her own special qualities into that water. And then she's grounding that on earth with her left foot. And you notice where her foot is, there's already beautiful flowers growing. So this is about staying on your destined path and being in this high spiritual vibration, and this is called the path of glory. And you can see the sun at the top of the hill or the mountain there, and that's talking about following God's plan on earth. And then we have some missing pentacles. Pentacles in the tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. A big part of that of 3D in the 3D world is money, of course. You need money to be able to live well. And that's why the pentacles are represented by coins. Now, you could have all the money in the world, though, and not be living the lifestyle you want. So it's more about lifestyle. And this person is looking at the pentacles here, and he's wondering, why do I only have one pentacle, and I've put all this time and my money and my energy and effort into this, and this is all I've gotten out of it? Like, what am I doing wrong? There's something not right here. And the competition's getting ahead of me, and I don't understand what's going on. I've done everything I can to do it right. Like, maybe this isn't even worth doing at all. So he's contemplating what's going on here. And then we have the card of conception. So conception, the Eight of Wands represents a project being launched, and it's already on its way. So it's about to land. And that's kind of where he's at right now. This project is almost landing, but he feels like, wow, there's not going to be much profit out of this. Now, this card represents conception. It means that it's already been conceived in the spiritual realm, and it's on its way to earth, and it's already happening, basically. And this conception with this pregnancy card can again mean that someone might be pregnant. So just in case you want to know, if you don't want to be pregnant, take some steps not to get pregnant than if you aren't already pregnant. This is an energy of the Knight of Wands. And so the knights would work for the king and queen. And in the old days, of course, the only way they had long distance communication would be for the knights to travel from kingdom to king, from one kingdom to the next, deliver the message, wait for the answer, and then go all the way back and deliver it again. And sometimes they had to fight to get home. They also protected the palace and other chores around there. But their main job was to make sure that the communication got through to the other kingdoms and back to the king or queen. And so the Knight of Wands is a rebel with a cause. Each of the knights has an element, and his element is the wand here. So he is coming in with a message about, it looks like he's running to the Queen of Wands, so that makes sense. And they call him a rebel with a cause because he's matured, and he now has learned to rein in his emotions and discipline his mind so that he doesn't do impulsive actions. This red plume on his helmet here represents he understands that he has a bit of a hot temper, and that in the past he has been impulsive, and he's learned from that it's better to rein in your emotions, and that's what the horse is representing here. The pyramids in the background there represent the energy of wanting to explore the unknown and the love for adventure. And so he, in the old days, he would be, delivering the message. And, these days, when this card shows up, it means communication coming in. It's unlikely to come in by horse. You never know, but it could, I suppose. But it's more, it could come in by person, but it could also come in by telephone. It could come in from a text message, an email. It could come in from the, post, the post office. It also could be like you could be on social media and get a message, or even see an event posted there and then go to the event and run into someone in person. It's that kind of energy. So also the news is a great way to find out what's going on at the top of the pyramid is going on below to a lesser degree and a lesser intensity, but generally is affecting everybody. So this communication is coming. And then after this communication comes in, there's the promise of ultimate fulfillment. So this represents the 10 of cups is the most cups that you can get when you're in the tarot. And this represents like ultimate fulfillment. So you have, everything in your life is, you love your partner and they love you, and you love your children and they love you, and you might have pets that you love, and you love the home you're in the community, and you love your career and your clients. It's that kind of energy. It's ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. You're never going to have absolutely perfect because it doesn't exist in the 3D, but close to it. And then this is the Ace of Swords coming in. And so this is saying that there's a gift from the divine in the universe collaborating to bring the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to you. So help you God. And so there's some sort of energy here again about this justice coming in. Something has happened, and the overlying energy is the Empress. So either the Empress is wanting truth about her situation, or someone is wanting truth about the Empress. So let's see. At the top of the pyramid here, okay, we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords energy is talking about someone who's in a never-ending nightmare. Waking up in the middle of the night, unable to sleep. The same old problem coming up over and over again, and mulling it over in your head and getting caught up in it. This energy represents, anxiety, and but on the other end, it can also represent the energy of receiving enlightenment from source energy. And with the Truth card here and this ultimate fulfillment here, I feel that that's what's happened. This person has woken up in the middle of the night, and they had a real dream that seemed very real and was giving them a lot of information. And so they received enlightenment. And quite often, between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. is when a lot of times we'll receive enlightenment from the Holy Spirit through dreams, or we might just wake up and have a thought in our head. And it's like, wow, that's exactly what I need to do. And the quilt on this bed represents, it has cosmic symbols on it. And it represents the energy that the universe has you covered. And so, but this card also means you're going to have to leave your comfort zone and get out of bed and do something about this once you have the information come in. And so I feel like this communication is coming in, and it will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about something that has happened. And when you get the insight by going inward and meditating and praying and paying attention to your intuition and your dreams, like the Queen of Wands does, then you will get an idea of what to do, and the information you need will come in for you to take consistent steps of action towards it. Sometimes this card can just represent overwhelming boredom, just like the same old shift day after day and nothing changes. And so if it's that kind of energy, it might help you to know. A lot of people refer to that as Groundhog Day, but really there's no such thing as Groundhog Day, because when I went to school, they would teach us that the sun was in the middle, and then the planets go in perfect circles around, like this. And they're all perfectly like this around, like a record groove. And that would imply that you would have Groundhog's Day, that, every year is the same, because it's exactly the same path. But in reality, the whole galaxy and the universe are actually spinning and spiraling and moving. And so we're never still. So in actual fact, you could have the same daily routine every day, but you're never in the same place at the same time. So this teaches us that change is the only constant that we can rely on. So a lot of people fear change, but change is the one thing that you can rely on. And so going from the bottom to the top and back down, this is sort of talking about the past to the present and going into the future. So the Queen of Wands this energy is representing finding a creative solution, and some information comes in, and it's something that she's passionate about, and this is something that she's like, this is going to be perfect. It's going to give me the ultimate fulfillment. Now I just have to figure out, how am I going to go about doing this? And that's when the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth comes into you through your intuition. And it doesn't have to be in the night, but it could be. So pay attention to your intuition if you're getting any intuitive thoughts. And this information is about how to make this situation better. So if you've put all this work in, and there's some money going missing, maybe someone has been helping themselves to your money or something, and this information will come in. It could be that the competition's playing dirty, that kind of energy. And this is saying, as long as you're on your destined path, the one that God put you on, that you will succeed in this. You will come out victorious with this. And like the Empress, the energy is meant to be manifested for you. So you put the effort in, you put the planning in, and then you don't, worrying about it is not going to bring it in. Having the vibration of manifestation like the Empress puts you in going with the flow, and just not worrying about it, but taking action where you can to empower the situation, and then leaving the rest up to the universe, basically, and having faith that if you follow God's plan and you do your best to do the best you can, that's all you can do. Worrying is not going to make the situation any better. So for those of you who feel like, okay, I'm good with this, thank you for your time and energy. I am going to clarify this for the rest of you. If you're leaving the reading now, Please do give it a like and comment if you've benefited from it, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. You're so welcome, and I would really be honored if you did so. And then I'm going to now clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, and that's TAILS. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. And I've been working on this oracle since 2007. In 2020, I finished the 64th painting. And this is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And the Intergalactic Federation of Light, it has a lot of big dragon paintings in it. So they're dragons from the future that came, oh, here, now we're ready to go. These are the cards that want to come in. So I've got these ready to go. So this energy is, it has a lot of dragons and crystals and angels and all sorts of energy from around the world and the universe. And in the description box below, I'll put the numbers on these cards represent the order the paintings are in the gallery on my website. So if you want to check it out, you can. The information will be below. I'll put them in the order that they show up here so you know which ones to look after. So from the bottom of the deck, we're going to get the underlying energy here from the oracle. And it's saying this is a tactic of denial is here. And so people may be denying, or you may be denying what's going on. Like this could be, you might have a situation, well, like with the queen or with the empress here. I don't know, this conception in this pregnancy is coming up. So there could be something around that, or it could be that, this money is going missing and you have an idea that it might be someone that is close to you, but you don't want to believe that. So you're in kind of a denial. And so what I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, it could hurt you. You don't want to be the queen of denial. And then we have the Tower coming in. So Tower energy represents when the universe has been saying to you, hey, you might want to take a look at that. There's something going on. And you're like, yeah, I'll look at it next week. And then it's like the frying pan comes out, whack, over the head. And you're like, ouch. The universe is, pay attention. Like, you really need to take a look at this. Yeah, I promise I will as soon as I get this job done here. Okay. Then the 2x4 comes, and then comes the lightning bolt, and it hits the tower. And so in the tarot, the tower is on fire, and there's two people falling out. And one of them is totally shocked. And the other one's kind of looking like, oh, I was wondering if this was going to happen. In my oracle, it's a dragon that was actually kidnapped from her family when she was a baby. And they've chained her in Plato's, the allegory of Plato's cave, where people are trapped in the cave and they're forced to just look at, it's dark in there and there's a fire going. And so all they can see is shadows of what really is until one of them escapes. And when he gets out into the sunlight and he tries to come back, he's blinded by the sunlight. And he's telling them, no, you got to come out and look at this. There's like sunlight, and there's like a boat on the water, and there's beautiful waves, and there's trees, and it's gorgeous out there. And they think, no, because he can't see that he actually doesn't know what he's talking about. And so they refuse to escape with him. And that's saying that sometimes we think we're seeing things the way they are, but what they really aren't. And sometimes we just don't really want to see it. And this is the Empress. So again, this is the Empress energy on the Hierophant here. So this is saying there's something about this energy that definitely it's not that you're not manifesting it, but it's somewhere it's going missing. And so, and again, look at the Temperance card is coming out again. And again, it's saying, and this is on the competition. So this competition, it's talking, there's some sort of immature competition. You probably know who it, you probably do know who it is. And it could be people in your inner circle, or people that you know that you would think, nah, they would never be like that. And you need to look into it, because this is saying if you're on the straight and narrow, someone isn't. So someone's not being on the up and up. And this is talking about having harmony in your life, and this is like the superstar energy. So this is about having to speak up, use your throat chakra, voice it, and get to the bottom of it. Like when the tower hits, you don't have any choice. By that point, it's something that you have to take care of. And so, sometimes we can avoid the tower. And the tower isn't necessarily, like the tower in this situation, I mean, the truth sometimes hurts. And that's the truth coming out, is maybe going to, you might be really angry when you find out that who has been messing with your pentacles. And it might be hard to hear, but when the truth comes out, it sets you free. So the reality, the tower is actually a gift for you, and it's not such a gift for them, because you might be really angry. And this is saying, basically, you have to be careful with anger, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. So it's okay to be angry, and there's such a thing as righteous anger. Having said that, you don't want to stay in that energy for too long, because anger can, it's a gift that keeps on giving. You can pass it down to your children, and then they're angry, and then their children are angry. And before you know it, you have like 3 generations of angry people, and nobody knows really why they're angry. They just are. And so anger, a lot of people use anger to motivate them. And, in the old days, I used to clean my house like that. I'd get home, working all day, and then having children, and then making supper, and then everybody just like leaving the house is a mess, and it's kind of, I'm the only one cleaning, and I could get really angry. In 2 hours, I could have the place spotless. But that's not the best way to do it. It works for a little while, but eventually you'll burn out. That's not the best way. I've learned not to do that anymore. So the shooting star energy is about having a good, strong attitude. So if you wish upon a star, if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it. So this fulfillment is what we're talking about, and this peace of mind. So wishing for something means you don't have it. But so it means that you need to really go inward and figure out what's going on. And the next card out here is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess sits next to God on the throne, and she's very intuitive, and she uses the cycles of the moon, especially understanding that the full moon and the new moon is a great time to plant the seeds that you've been planning for. And the full moon is make sure that you've released anything that didn't work, so that you can get ready to put that new action into being. So this is just saying, if you have a strong attitude, that can get you really far. If you're wishing for something, you need to put the energy into it. You need to know what you're wishing for, and then you have to do something about it. Just like I said, the intuition's going to come into you. I feel that you will find out what's going on here. And this is a really powerful energy. This is talking about really being a powerful manifester. So I feel that the situation could correct itself, and you'll get the information you need. Pay attention to your intuition. That's basically what the High Priestess card is saying. Follow your intuition if you're getting, and you have to realize that you may not really be that thrilled with the truth. But don't be afraid of the truth, because the truth is what sets us free. And this is coming in as a gift from the divine, so that you will be able to actually receive and be able to have, this is about the give and take in life, and making sure that you actually get paid for what you do. That's important. All right, so I do hope you've enjoyed this. Please do give it a like and comment if you have. And I will be back with another reading about random shift soon. Bye for now.